Okay. Got a little bit of an echo here, but I think you can understand what I'm going to say pretty well. And I'll figure out how to get that echo out. Not exactly sure how, but I think I'm going to try muting the speech, and hopefully it didn't cut my mic off. How's that? Still got echo though, I think. Maybe I can do it without without listening back to it. Anyway, I think I got it off now. Maybe I got that echo off. Hopefully anyway. Hopefully this takes. I don't have to do it again. But anyway, what I wanted to talk about tonight is, well, civility. I've had some people on Facebook talk about civility, and I knew that they were Democrats or probably dim-witted-crats, because I think you can be a Democrat without being a dim-witted-crat. Unfortunately, there's a disease going around, a disorder called, let me see, what did I call that? Dysfunctional reality disorder. And they have it, but they don't realize it, so you gotta kind of overlook them a little bit. Although you can't really overlook them. And again, that's what I'm going to talk about, civility. Yeah, they talk about civility a lot, but do they really know what civility is? Civility is allowing, I believe it has to do with the First Amendment, allowing people to give their viewpoint without having, of course you're going to have criticism from the other side, but you got to be able to see both sides of the point of view. And I think the dim-witted-crats, not all Democrats, just dim-witted ones, they don't seem to understand what that means. And I want to play you a clip from a YouTube video that I found and kind of show you what this is. And let me see. Just a second and I'll get this set up. Because I know you're not watching it yet, but I'm going to switch you over to it. Let's see if this is right. Nope, that's not it. Here's scene 3. Nope, that's not it either. Just a second, I'll get it set up here. It might be scene 4. I might have that wrong. Nope, it's scene 3. I just don't have it hooked up. But I'm going to get it. So if you just hold your horses, I'll get it here. And we can talk about civility. And again, my name is Harold Fraley, and this is Fraley's World Insight Vlogs for 10/21 2018. Not 2018, but 2018. And let me get this screen capture on here, and we'll get to the video I wanted to see. Let me see. Just a second. Screen capture, where's that at? See, add source. Screen capture. Maybe the desktop too. Nope. Wrong one, my friend. Just a second, people. Should already had this set up, but I didn't. Let's try this again. I'll remove that. other one. Just a second. Window monitor.
Is fight in Congress, fight in the courts, fight in the streets, fight in the streets, fight online, fight at the ballot box.
You get out and you create a crowd. You push back on them and you tell them they're not welcome anymore, anywhere.
Their idea is, look, nonviolence hasn't worked and we are going to try to stop this.
Christian Walker, how do you resist the temptation to run up and wring her neck?
Other way. That's it right there, pull it up.
Because I'm throwing that piece of shit against the wall till it sticks.
Our democracy is under siege. People need to start taking to the streets. This is a dictator. We need a revolution at this point.
We will, as per Chief Jim Hopper, punch some people in the face.
Spokesperson, the mouthpiece for the President of the United States, to say you don't know me in certain quarters in this nation, that starts a physical fight.
Look, as his character is stabbed to death. And there's no mistaking the Trump connection.
Why I won't go on there. But anyway, it's just basically a video about how the Democrats are protesting, and they're making, of course, they're making fun of this side. We make fun of them too, but not like they do us. They propose violence against us. This is the media, the celebrities.
Is banned from Twitter forever,
and
was made for things to eat.
Politicians.
You know what? How about somebody rapes you and then you come and tell me that rape culture is a myth?
Oh yeah.
You
have to hear.
why does everything go wrong when you try to do it right? There it is. It's stalled at least. Okay, I got it off there. But anyway, the politicians even promote violence against probably even some of their friends in the White House and in Congress and the Senate, and anybody in politics simply because they're on the right or on the Republican side. And that's just a crying shame. I mean, it's come to that point where it's you can think what you want to, but there's an ideological war going on, and it could end up in some sort of conflict. And this conflict won't be like, it'll be a civil war, all right. It won't be a civil war like we know that happened in 1860s or whatever. This will be a different kind of civil war. This will be a cultural civil war. And it won't be because it's already is. It's already happening. And it's just small skirmishes now, but it's getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And it will happen. Well, it is happening. If you watch the news and you keep up with current events and you stay informed, then you can see that. Now, if you don't stay informed and you can't see that, then you need to take a long, close look at yourself in the mirror and say, am I being deceived by my own pride? I can't see my own reflection and see the bad. Or I can't see what's going on. Am I uninformed? Maybe I need to reform myself and keep better track of what's going on in this world, and especially in this country, the United States. It's happening. It's happening on the streets every day. And if you can't see it, then then you're probably in bad shape, and you probably have a dysfunctional reality view of life or a disorder. So what can you do if you find out you know you have it? Well, you need to change it. You need to not just watch one point of view in the news, but watch all sides. Watch not just MSNBC, not just Fox, not just CNN, but there are other alternatives too. I mean, and not just the public broadcast system, PBS, but watch OAS. These are online anyway. Newsmax TV. I've got to where I watch a lot of Newsmax TV simply because I like this guy on there named Joe Walsh, and sometimes he even goes a little bit against what Republicans do, even though he is a Republican and a conservative. He goes a little bit against the Republican point of view if he thinks it's wrong. And that's the problem right there. People, they take one side of something, and even if they think it's wrong, they'll go ahead and do it anyway because their side takes it. And that can be a problem, because what if your side, your view, what if the side you're supporting, their view is totally wrong? Well, then you're in bad shape if you follow it. It's almost like, in biblical terms, it's almost like the blind leading the blind. Are you gonna follow that? Probably not. So you really need to watch all sides of the news, not just the conservative side. Put the side on the left too, because there are some good ideas on the left. Even Trump himself was a Democrat before he was a Republican, or so-called Republican. I really think he's more of a populist, and he's more to the center than what you think. He promotes common sense, and that's why I say he's a populist, and that's why a lot of people say he's a populist. And I kind of go with him because he has a common sense point of view. And I agree with him on immigration. I agree with him on economics. I mean, you got to grow the economy to make it better. And what do we have? The economy is better, even though the people on the liberal side, or the dim-wits, as I call them, dim-witocrats, can't see this. And why can they not see it? Because they don't really stay informed. They don't really know what's going to do. Now, they say the right is uneducated and they're dumb and all this and that, but there's been more than once that I've seen, and I don't just watch Fox, by the way. I watch Newsmax and other things on the internet as well. And I see these people, and they go out on the streets and question people about certain issues, and most of them don't know what's going on. They don't even know what party they support or whatever. They can't answer simple questions. You ask them who Abraham Lincoln was, and they don't even know that he's the 16th president of the United States. And yet they go, they're some of the ones that go out and protest and gripe about stuff. And you ask them why they're griping, and they don't even know. Well, I'm a Democrat. I'm protesting because I don't like Republicans. They don't even know why they say what they say. They just say it. If you're going to say something, at least have something to back it up, have evidence, and have a well-informed point of view that's supported by evidence and that makes sense. Don't go out and just say something just that pops in your head. I mean, I could say anything here that pops in my head, and I wouldn't expect you to believe it, but it seems like they expect you to believe it, and if you don't believe it, then you're wrong and you don't know what you're talking about. But they're the ones that don't know what they're talking about because they can't support it with any evidence. And that's why we're talking about civility tonight, or at least I am. And I just don't know what's going on in this. I just don't understand why they are like that. I know it has a lot to do with what's the words for it? I'm trying to find. I do this sometimes. I can't entitlements. That's the word I'm trying to use. Everybody thinks they're entitled to something, and they expect the government to give it to them. And I just can't agree with this. I think you have to earn it. And even though I haven't always had it easy in life. I've even lived out on the streets when I was young. Had to hustle to get jobs just to have enough to eat and enough money to well, I had to save money so I could afford a place, and it took me a while. But I actually lived on the streets and worked jobs and even slept in sleeping bags inside factories where I had just not really a full-time job, just you can call it a job till I found a job. Temporary jobs, I guess is the right word for it. And I'm not the only one. I'm not whining, because whiners going to whine, shiners are going to shine, and shiners are the ones that's going to come out ahead usually. Cream will rise to the top, and these people are what I call people that don't expect things given to them in life, but they earn it. And but anyway, get back to what we're talking about. Entitlements and why Democrats are the way they are. Now, they like to destroy other people's lives simply because they can't get their own way. Trump won the presidency, and they can't handle this. For some reason, they had a morbid infatuation with Hillary Clinton, and she's probably one of the biggest crooks in the world. Sold our uranium and stuff, 20% of our uranium to Russia. Took money from foreign countries to support her point of view, so she could achieve her political agendas, and she had all that money and all that support and influence from others, foreign countries, bad people, and she still couldn't win. Donald Trump, a true winner in life. You can check his background if you want to, and you can make up stuff, but if you just check his background, he's a true American. He was able to take money, grow money, and not only get rich, but get one of the richest, most powerful men in the country. He's probably the most powerful man in the world. Well, he not probably. He is the most powerful man in the world. And if you can't see that, then look what he did to Hillary Clinton. Nobody thought he would win. They even laughed at him. The news reporters laughed at him. But he won. And I tell you what, he's going to win again in 2020. Now he achieved one goal. He's been able to exert his influence, and he's been able to get Judge Kavanaugh appointed to the Supreme Court. And there were a lot of people against that. And they made up lies on Kavanaugh, and they couldn't provide any evidence. And they had some lady that was it Frankenstein or Feinstein or Frankenstein or something like that? What's her name? No, it was Ford. Something Ford anyway. Yeah, that lady named Ford. Ford. She got bored, so she started making up stuff on Kavanaugh. She couldn't remember when it happened, where it happened, at what time it happened. She didn't have anybody that was really there to support her claims, and yet she started making that stuff up and saying that Republicans are bad because they didn't deny Kavanaugh or unconfirm him, but they put it through. The FBI investigated him. Of course, he's had other investigations, his background before, because he had to get up to move up the line of different judge positions that he held, federal and all that other, federal district judge and other different appointments he had while being in the political limelight, if you know what I'm saying, the different positions he's held. He's had different background checks before, and nothing bad's ever turned up against him. Of course, he had a of course he's had all those checks and stuff, and yet these Democrats are still not satisfied. They just wanted to find something on him or make up anything they could to destroy the guy. So it comes down to this. The point is that he controls the number of like there's an issue. The main issues he want the Republicans want to overturn Roe versus Wade, you know, and and they know that with Kavanaugh in there that they got more of a chance to win. They hold an extra vote, and they can get this done, and abortion once again can be against the law, which it should be, because abortion is murder. Not only this, but on down the line, when Trump gets elected again in 2020, which he will, because there's nobody on the Democratic side that can beat him. You can put whoever you want in there. You can put Hillary in there again, or stick your foot in your mouth, Biden in there to run against him, and he's still going to win because the people aren't idiots. The people have risen up, and they know, and except for a number on the West Coast in Looney Tunes, California, and Nitwit, New York, all these Democrats in those regions. And there's a lot of them, but if you look on a map, on any internet map anywhere, you can see where the regions where your conservatives control things, and that's really what it comes down to, different regions. But anyway, like I said, Trump is going to try to get another judge confirmed to the Supreme Court once he wins the election again, which he will. And you can do all these things and do all the making up lies, but really you're just shooting yourself in the foot. You gripe at Republicans Republicans because they try to trim the fat, you know what I'm saying? Try and streamline things to where government can run more efficiently, make it not quite as big, if you know what I'm saying. Because less government is actually good. It didn't have to be, you don't need 10 positions or 10 departments where one department can actually do the same job. And again, there's a lot you could talk about and say, but you can see what I'm getting at is in a couple of weeks, week and a half, couple of weeks, there's going to be another election for different positions throughout the country. And people need to get out there and vote for the Republican side. Now, your Democrats claim that there's going to be a blue wave, and that was true for a while. But a month or 2 months ago, Trump started hitting the campaign trail again. And if you look at the polls, which I don't like to do, the polls at one time still say that Democrats have got the big lead and they could more or less overthrow a lot of incumbents and get them out of there so they can control, they can have the numbers in the House or the Senate or whatever, and get more people in and throw some of the Republicans out, or get them unelected, get them out of there so they'll can control things, and that way when they try to pass a bill or something, then they'll have the numbers to get it done. And but this is not going to happen. Now, if you watch some of the polls, and I don't like watching polls because the polls all said, most of them anyway, except for certain ones, and I forget which ones it was exactly. USC, it was a USC poll that I looked at, and it more or less predicted that Trump was going to win when every other poll said he was going to lose. But he won in 2016. Now the polls are doing the same thing about the Republicans. They're all saying that he's not, that the Congress, the House, and the Senate, that there's going to be a lot of incumbents for Republicans go out, and the Democrats are going to turn the tide. But this is not going to happen. I got a feeling that the Republicans are going to do better than what most people expect. Of course, there's going to be a turnover, and there's going to be some that are going out, but there'll probably be some that come back in too. So look for a big red wave, if you know what I'm saying. And I hate this stupid camera here I got. This is an old one, and that's why I haven't done something in a while on here, because this is an old camera, and I'm going to get me another one pretty soon, a better one, 1080 HD quality at least. I'd like to get a 4K one, but those things cost a lot of money and I can't afford all that. So I will get a better one though, and have a better setup here, do a better job on here too. I just waiting for some money to come in, and I found a spot where I have to trim my fat too. I mean, I have to watch what I do. I have to budget my money, and that's only being smart. And that's why I support Republicans. And they don't waste our taxpayer money. And another thing, this immigration thing, they've had another wave of people come up from Guatemala. They halted them over a bridge there for a while last night, as a matter of fact. But some of them broke through. I believe 4,000 or 5,000 of them broke through, and they're headed this way. But Trump has said that he would halt them at the border. He was going to send our military down there to halt them if he asked to. And I hope he does. I hope he puts a stop to that BS. Of course, your judges in different things, they think they own this country, but they don't. We have to stop. There needs to be a reform in immigration. They need to make it. These people, they think they're entitled to come into this country and get jobs and stuff. And I think it's time we got to show them that they can't do that. I mean, there are ways and means to do that legally, but it seems like our judges don't want to follow the Constitution, and they don't want to follow our laws, so they pass stupid or make stupid judgments that they shouldn't. They let gangs like MS-13 in here, and I even saw where there was like 100 different people from Afghanistan or other countries over there in the Middle East over in there, and they were actually ISIS terrorists, and they were trying to invade the United States. They were coming in these caravans. Are you going to allow that? Are you going to support that? Well, if you're a Democrat, you probably will. And that's why I'm saying you got to do something about these people. Immigration has got to be reformed, one way or the other. I mean, you're gonna really have a bad time if you don't. You're going to have major crimes happening. You're going to have more shootings. And so something needs to be done. And I honestly think Trump's trying to do that with his border wall. He says it's already under construction. It's already being built. And he just needs more support from, of course, a lot of these people is giving him support, people like me. And I think as soon as this election's over, you're going to get surprised by how well we do in that election. And instead of a blue wave, there's going to be a red wave. But let's get off that. Let's move on. And what else can we talk about? Well, it seems like Kim Jong-un, that's a better way to remember Kim Jong-un. He's like a youngin. Kim Jong-un. If I pronounce that right. Anyway, there hasn't been a lot in the news about that lately, except for Trump has said that everything's under control over there and things are going smooth. Of course, he says, and I agree with him, it's going to take some time until we iron out our differences, but there has been a lot of good things seen lately, and regardless of what CNN, the Clown News Network, tells people, or what other fake news agencies tell people out there, things are going more smooth than what they think. And of course, there's much dialogue and negotiation and things like that need to be done, and it'll probably take a long period of time to get everything settled and straightened out. but it's going in the right direction, if you know what I'm saying. Everything's going in the right direction, and most people will be glad, but a lot of people can't stand this. Your socialists and your communist elements over here in this country, Democrats, the dumb ones anyway, and there's some Democrats that are good. Even some Democrats don't even like what the Democratic Party has become. When I was young, when I was a lot younger in my teens, and I pretty much agreed with the Democrats because I thought that, because I was raised that way, and I believed that they helped, they actually helped people. But as I got older and I got more educated and went to school more, I started reading more, and instead of going on what I felt and the way what other people had told me, I began to see in my own life and in politics in general, and from what I had read and what I watched on the news and stuff, and I became more informed, and my knowledge and education kind of turned me. I became more of an independent, and now more and more I turn to the right, I lean to the right. Not to the far right, because I know there's some bad eggs on the far right, like your Ku Klux Klan and stuff. But then again, if you look on the Democrats, there's some bad on the far left too. And that's why I'm more to the center and lean slightly to the right, because I think it's more common sense. And I think that's what the Populist Party represents. And I do think that later on that there will be a change of the guard, you know, as far as party-wise goes, if you know what I mean. There'll be a new conservative party go out. It'll be more on a populist point of view, people like Trump and others. And then there'll be a lesser group of Democrats. Democratic parties, we know it now, will fade out, will go away, will lose. They're losing and they know it. So they're making a last-ditch effort to fight. And this new Democrat Party won't be a Democratic Party. It'll be more like some of those Green parties and some of those third parties that never win in elections, but there'll be the established party that the Democrats represent now. And hopefully we can clean some of this, these communist and socialist elements out of there and get some more people with the common sense, even among them. They need more common sense. Because they're headed in the wrong direction. And even some of their own Democrats know this, and they even admit it. That's why they kind of turned to Trump. And I'm still going to stay independent, but again, I lean to the right. I'm going to watch these people. I'm going to try to stay more informed, try to read up, and stay up on this stuff, because I think you really have to. I think to be a really informed person, you have to. Or you'll be deceived. You can let the blind lead you off into something you may find out later on you wished you'd have turned your back on, but you didn't. So you better watch what's going on. You don't take just one point of view. Read all points of view, and let your view or opinion evolve into something with something to back it up, if you know what I'm saying. A lot of people don't do that. They just make their mind up without doing that, and that's where they go off and they're blinded by their own cemented mind. Their mind's closed and they can't come open because it's totally locked. They put a lock on it, and nobody has a key to unlock it. Once that gets locked, I mean, you have to take a hacksaw and something saw it up. But anyway, I thought I'd come on here and talk a little bit about what's going on. But the election, immigration, and this revolution, this sort of civil war, you might say, cultural revolution, cultural civil war is going on. And if you really want this country to be in good shape and have good economics, you better stay on the Trumpian side, you know what I mean? I honestly believe in Trump, so I consider myself a Trumpian. And I will support him all the way because I like what he's doing. I just like where it's going in the right direction. I don't want it to go in another direction, believe me, because the other direction is a third world country where the government runs everything, and that's not good. The people, you'll have elitists in power, and you'll have people keep them in power forever, and you'll be like peasants. You'll have to rely on the government for everything, and you'll lose your rights, your freedom of expression, freedom to go to what church you want to, freedom to bear arms, and other essential rights that our Constitution guarantees us. And when they start talking about changing the Constitution, watch out. Our forefathers were great men, and they knew what they were doing, and that's why they made the government the way it is. And that's about all I got to say tonight, so I'm going to pretty much sign off and just say stay informed, don't let the blind lead the blind, and don't follow the blind if you don't want to get put in the wrong direction. Have something to back up what you say, just don't say it because somebody else said it. Find out about things, read up on things, and find out about those things. So, this is Fraley's World Inside Blogs, signing off, and we'll see you next time.